Oh boy, Nemesis is back, and he finds out midway through his heist that someone has been impersonating him, and he is pissed off. Nobody impersonates Nemesis. Nobody. If you don't want to get lost in the sauce, go check out my Nemesis playlist and come back, because I get real deep. Now, let's begin. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification button as well. Okay, so Nemesis walks into a room and sees a gang of thugs wearing supervillain equipment that is very outdated. He knows this tech. He knows this tech really well, but he doesn't recognize the people using it. It becomes instantly apparent that these guys are not allies because they attack. I mean, he fends them off easy because he is Nemesis. He's basically Batman. Brother even went to chop off this dude's head, but thankfully he was protected by his helmet. So him and Rookie went into battle royale mode, attacking anybody that moves. These guys must have realized that they were going to die eventually, so they used the sleep gun, a gun that changes your environment and makes you see illusions. Like I said before, Nemesis had experience with all of this tech. He knew what they could do, so he told Rookie, just close your eyes and track their heartbeats. These guys are frauds. They are not professional. Someone is leading these mooks. We just have to find him because he is the most dangerous one of all. But he should have focused on the fight because these guys had equipment nonetheless. I mean, a lucky shot could land, and it did. Directly on Nemesis's head. It was a sonic blast, rendering him immobile. Now that he couldn't move, they thought they had him dead to right. So they wanted to take out their rage. You remember me? You killed my kids, and you took my eyes. I was your nurse. I was good to you, and you did this to me? Nemesis started to recall, oh my god, these are all the people I've messed with. But there was no time for regrets, because honestly, he didn't have a conscience to even regret anything. His main focus was Rookie. Rookie cannot die. With the sound cannon inches from his face, they wanted to turn his brain to liquid, but this was Nemesis. He was Batman of this universe. Tripping homeboy up was easy, but what came next was unexpected. You see, they fought in a space where the aquarium was accessible, and a sound cannon in that room means shattered glass. Of course the glass shatters, and the waters came pouring out, and it carried everybody. I mean, Nemesis, the fake Nemesis, every single assailant that came to this place to rob it was poured outside, directly into the path of the sniper, who reveals that his boys were just sent there as a distraction to keep Nemesis' focus in the fight. And full disclosure, it works. Nemesis is so entranced by causing mayhem and pain to these people who thought they could best him. He forgets that he should have been watching his surroundings. He was about to deliver one of the most devastating fatalities with your opponent's weapon ever. He didn't notice a red dot being aimed at his head. Thankfully, he had a sidekick, wielding a literal shark. He used it to block the path of the bullet, saving Nemesis's life. This was insane. And this was a problem because the killer knew better. He knew this not only gave away his position, but Nemesis was dangerous enough to realize he was the real threat. On reflex, he responded by throwing shurikens, and they hit their mark, of course. It's Nemesis. But he wasn't done. He chased this target, climbing up to the second floor like it was nothing. He broke through and laid on the ground like a goddamn wolf. But he knew this person was gone. This person was trained. I think I know this person, but there was no time to give chase. He had hacked into the system, which is why he knew security was coming, and they numbered in the hundreds. Not just that, they had halos in the sky with snipers on this building. They had to move. Nemesis looked at his sidekick. Boy, remember your training. Do you remember how to leave a collapsing building? He said, of course, but I thought you were joking. Nemesis said, bruh, I was not joking. Start moving. I will use this earthquake pen to bring down this building. As ridiculous as that sounded, the pen did its job. It brought down this building with relative ease. In literal seconds, the building crumbled like dust, like sandpaper, completely annihilating the hundreds of guards in this building. He don't give a damn. Most of y'all would think, hey, Nemesis is too dangerous, but this was just another Friday. Honestly, he has done worse. way worse. And to no one's absolute surprise, he survived. So did his sidekick, but he was pissed off. God damn, I needed that money for the next step of this project. His sidekick smiled. I got you, boss, because he snagged the jewel. Like any good criminal, he was a kleptomaniac first, and he was really good at it. Nemesis couldn't help but be impressed. Good boy. Now, let's get the fuck out of this place. Rookie still wanted to know who were those guys. They had equipment. They had supervillain equipment. Nemesis revealed, yeah, I know them, especially their leader. I know that prick real well. Don't worry about it, we'll get them real soon. But right now, focus on escape. Don't worry though, we still find out the connection between these two because this guy was just too skilled. So, it is then revealed, he was the original Rookie. That's right, he was the original sidekick of Nemesis himself. He tells the story of his origins, how he was a foolish kid. One day, he got arrested, and just before the police could take him, they lost their heads. Literally, and out from the shadow came Nemesis. He looked like a demon from hell. He didn't want to go anywhere with this guy. Let me go, you prick. Nemesis just gave him a look, and he knew, yeah, I'll just shut up and enjoy the ride. And honestly, he did. Training under Nemesis was hard, yes, but what came with it was money, riches, and money. They were like a well-oiled machine. Obviously, he made mistakes, but every single time they're not on a mission, Nemesis focused on his training, making sure he understood where he went wrong in the mission. Until one day, Nemesis got bored and sent the kid off to rob a bank by himself. He should have known. He should have expected it. Nemesis betrayed him. This was a setup. His ammo was fake. He was even kind enough to provide the cops with video evidence of the kid's crimes. He got fucking 50 years. The only reason he's out right now is because he managed to escape during transit. He wanted revenge, which is why he gathered everyone Nemesis is fucked with, equipping them with all the equipment he knew of because, like I said, he was tapped in. He was a sidekick to a supervillain, for God's sake. They were still worried. They didn't know where Nemesis was, but he knew. He still had a backdoor into Nemesis' system. He knew all the transactions he was making, and a transaction of $100 million just left his account. This was to buy Nemesis a ticket because he wanted an invitation to the party of the century. Even Ricky was like, bruh, you're spending $100 million on a ticket? That sounds very stupid. Nemesis laughed, of course. Don't worry about it. The people invited to this party are billionaires, and we are going to rob every single one of them blind. Ricky was curious, where's this party happening anyway? And Nemesis laughed, of course, on Epstein's second island. Yup, Nemesis knows that Epstein has a second freaking island. Let's go.